This is I don't remember what episode we are, 5, and we're normally,
I believe so.
and we're normally doing the video every other. So we started to do the video, and that stopped rather quickly because we realized how tired we were. I know it's sometime in the afternoon on some day, and we
physically drained from
emotionally
different
drained,
things.
mentally drained. We're just tired. So today's chat, podcast, discussion, non-video is brought to you by Haterade. Yeah, I know. Stephanie is shaking her head no. She didn't want to do the Haterade bit. She said, Jonathan, you're stupid. So, anyway, we're back, brought to you by Haterade, and this podcast will be a reaction to an apology video from one of our favorite content creators, Jenna Marbles. Mm-hmm. And, yeah. So, Steph, your reaction.
So, my reaction, and I think we'll do our own reactions as far as how we both felt or how we emotionally and mentally took the video. So normally Jenna Marbles, if you guys don't know, has been on YouTube for 10, 11 years, and I've been following her since she started. And so the video was basically titled A Message. And then I saw that on my notifications on my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, what's wrong? Because normally her content is like, hey, this is what I'm going to do with my dogs, or hey, watch my dogs eat, vegetables, or I'm going to turn myself into a disco ball, or put a whole face of rhinestones on my face just because. So it was very not her. So when I played the video and I watched it, you could feel that she's going through some type of turmoil because of, I would say, trolls, haters, people that don't know how to be grown adults, or people that are just offended, or they say they're offended just to cancel or guilt trip YouTubers. The whole cancel culture BS it's quite annoying. And for Jenna, who's been making content that she loves, which surprisingly to her, we all love it. Mm-hmm. So she apologized for some videos that she did when she first started out. And the reason she justified in her apology video, the reason why she left them up on her channel, was because she's like, I'm not the same person I was. This is just so if I need to reflect on who I was, you guys can see my transition from starting out to where she is now in her life. And I think that's a beautiful thing that she left it up there, to, go back and be like, you know what? I'm glad I'm not this immature, young 20-something-year-old telling you guys how to
think about this.
How to
do what?
Whatever her content was in the beginning. And I won't go into detail because I'm pretty sure she took those videos down or privated them, which is, what she thought was right to do. And then when she ended the video, she basically said she might be leaving YouTube permanently. So then I automatically just got depressed. And I live with depression and anxiety, and that's already not a good thing. So for me to see someone as bubbly and fun as Jenna to be torn down by trolls or haters or people that don't know how to be grown adults on YouTube. If you don't like what she did in her past 10, 11 years ago, unsubscribe to her. Like, if you don't like what she did back then, unsubscribe to her. She's not that same person. She's a completely different person. We change. I would say you and I have changed since we started dating. Mm-hmm. We're not the same people we were, when we were dating. So, same thing with YouTubers and their content. We are starting our stuff, and I'm pretty sure, and if we continue doing this, for the next 5 or 10 years, we'll look back and listen to this stuff, and we'll be like, holy crap, why the hell were we talking about that stupid shit? Or, oh my goodness, why was I wearing a mask when should just put myself out there? But, it's up to the individual person, and Jenna gives us so much of herself, and for her to feel obligated to apologize for stuff that she didn't intend to be offensive, it's basically a punch to the gut, I would say. I mean, I don't know her, I've never met her or anything like that, but she gives so much of herself to us, her subscribers, or people that just view her videos and aren't really subscribed to her, that it hurt to watch someone like that has changed so much for the better. And not to say she was ever a bad person. It's just, I think she's grown, and she's happy in her life, and she's happy with the content she's been making the last 5-6 years. So, and she has her boyfriend Julian to help her through this rough time for her. And I just think it's absurd that she felt the need to apologize for stuff that she didn't have to apologize for. And Jonathan, do you want to go ahead and say what your thoughts were on
the video?
The video when I told you to watch it?
Sure. Yeah, I kind of looked at it as a business thing, or a brand option, instead of I don't know. I looked at it as, okay, she is selling herself in the form of entertainment, as that's her brand, is herself, her family, whatever she provides for entertainment. That's her brand. And I looked at it as, okay, that's a company, or that's a business that just rolled over to bandwagon ethics and bandwagon opinion. And that's how I saw it. I saw it as, no, why are you giving into that? Just don't. You don't have to. Don't. It's unjust. Don't even bother. It sucked that that's what she felt she needed to do. And if that helps her, then that's okay. If she feels that she needs to take ownership for something, then that's on her. I can't say whether or not that's right, but the format in which she did it, she did a great job. She was very polite, very supportive, very accommodating, and I think that was unnecessary. I think the over-accommodating, and it seemed, my opinion is that she seemed to beat herself up more than she needed, and I don't think she needed to at all to begin with. So I think that I don't know, I disagree with that. I think if she has a publicist or an advisor, whether it's a social media advisor or a media advisor in some way, shape, or form, or a manager, they should have definitely done a little bit better homework in saying, hey, let's look at this as a complaint against the brand, and let's handle it as if it's a business, not as, oh, me, a person offending somebody. When you put something up on YouTube, social media, like similar to what we're doing right now, in any form, what you're doing is, if you release something as a content creator, you are offering a product. And that's what happened. Somebody didn't like her product because of current events. Now, if there was a problem that was the same problem 10 years ago when she created that a video, then that should have been called out. And if it was, I'm not going to say if it was okay then it's okay now. More importantly, I'm going to say, if she felt it was a product she could stand behind, then she should try to stand behind the product for what it was at the time it was released. So again, I think it's a product that people began to criticize in a bandwagon format, and she internalized that and saw that that was something that she needed to rectify, that there was a problem with. So I disagree. I don't think that there was that was the appropriate way to go about it. I think her initial way of making it private or making it non-available, I think that's good. I think that worked. Right. And from a business standpoint, I would think that would be the better of the options that she had available. So I think whoever, if she's relying on a publicist or if she's relying on a media advisor, any manager of sorts, then I think that individual may have failed her. I don't know what has compelled her. I didn't look into the details. I kind of looked at a couple of the comments.
Neither one of us.
I kind of looked at a couple of a few more comments than I probably needed to, and overwhelmingly it was supportive of her. So again, I think it was a bad business choice as a brand, but that's my opinion, and she's more than entitled to hers. And Steph, you are as well, as you well know, and all of us are entitled to our opinions. But that's where I stand. So I looked at this video. I saw it was. I personally thought it was unnecessary for those reasons. I think I looked at it as caving into bandwagon thought, and that's where I'll leave it. Yeah. With that, like Stephanie said, if you want to be a viewer of content and you want to be an adult at the same time, then
respect the person that you're subscribed to. And if you don't agree with anything they say or do in a video, unsubscribe or get off YouTube. It's simple as that. It's literally as simple as that. You guys don't need to be tearing people down, because we're all human. We all fuck up, Yeah. So.
And you're responsible for your own emotions. If you get offended, if you are offended by something, that's your response to an action. That nobody else created that emotion within you. That's your response. Whatever's bothering you, if it's not related to the person and you're just taking it out on somebody, if you're being a troll or a bully for whatever personal reason, to seek some type of gratification or to seek some type of attention, or if you feel that you are dominant in that's all on you. That's you got to sort yourself out. That's all internal to you. Nobody did that to you. It's you responding to situations. We all have that wonderful little amygdala in your brain saying, oh, okay, this is how I should respond, or this is what's going to keep me safe, or I should react in this manner. Well, yeah, that's all on you. You have to sort through, why are you feeling that way? Why are you so emotionally offended by this? Why are you so hurt by this? Is this bringing something up from your past that was painful? Is this something, was there an injustice that was not reconciled? There's a lot of questions, and we don't mean to go down the therapist route. Just getting to the point, sort yourself out. Don't use your brokenness to attack others. And that's that.
Yeah, and it goes for any channel, not just, Jenna Marbles channel. It's all of the people that I watch, that you watch.
Mm-hmm.
There's always trolls and, and a lot of the times people apologize and they shouldn't. And the people that should be apologizing to certain communities don't, because they don't give a crap. They're just, they're just in it for attention or for themselves, and those are the people that should be held responsible. But for people that, how should I phrase this? People that are just making videos, and if you don't agree with what they're saying, leave the video. Don't leave a hate comment. Don't,
It's like those pesky commercials in between the trash TV that you're watching anyway. If you don't like the commercial, what the commercial supports, or what the commercial stands for, then hit mute. Change the channel for a couple minutes till that thing's over with. You don't have to support it. If you don't like it, change it. You don't have to go dogging things all the time. Yeah, that's that. Anything else on the reaction vid?
Can't think of anything. I don't know. It was just emotional for me because her videos just make me laugh, like crying laughing, because she's trying to bring joy to people by doing silly things with her dogs, or doing the podcast with Julian, or just being herself. And for someone to tear her down that much, it's like, that's effed up, basically. And
yeah, and for any other content creators out there, if people see this in the future, just something I learned at one of my previous jobs was, don't put off doing something because it might offend somebody. People get offended over all types of things. That's on them. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't put yourself out there. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do something that will bring joy to others. You can't please everybody. You're always gonna piss somebody off. Mm-hmm. So just be yourself.
And we might be pissing off these haters, but we don't. I legit don't care. This is our platform, and this is us speaking our mind on, how an unfortunate situation happened to someone that I looked up to even start this podcast thing. I'm like, you know what? If she can do it, why the hell can't I do it? You know what I mean? So it's like, she's the motivation. So I think that's why I took it emotionally, if that makes sense.
Because it was an inspiration to you?
She's an inspiration to me as far as content creating.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I won't share as much as she is, for privacy reasons, but she gives her all every video. So I don't know how she has the energy to do that, because I couldn't even open with the video. I just it was too draining.
Yeah.
And just one of those things where you're like, shit, like, what am I gonna do? There's not gonna be a Wednesday or Thursday where it's like, hey, she made it. Oh, no, she didn't, because people drove her off of a platform.
Yeah. Yep. Pitchforks came, and Callie's looking at me intently, going, huffing and puffing because it's almost time for her dinner. That puppy's an Ewok. She just gets fierce. I know.
So we're going to take a break so we can feed the dogs. And we'll be back on a bit of a lighter subject. So just bear with us. And
I'll see you in a couple.
Yeah.
All right, round 2.
So the dogs ate, they had their dental bones, so they're all happy and content.
Yes.
So we're going to go off on a random tangent, so this video isn't completely morbid. If y'all will get to know us, specifically, I think me more so, because I deal with enough on a daily basis. I don't like ending things on morbid notes unless I'm feeling my
Halloweenish
dark phase, which I already went through before the last 2 months or 3 months when this whole COVID crap started happening. So we're going to go on a random tangent and talk about Batman movies. And yes, we're going to include Lego Batman because that shit was fucking hilarious. I loved that movie.
It's just one of those days. We're podcasting cursing.
I'm sorry for my language. I had some MRIs done. I'm starting a new MS medication, so I'm tired and it's a little bit all over the place. So apologies, but you guys will be getting a second audio part to this after we eat dinner. So look forward to that. So, who is your favorite Batmans from
ever?
Adam West all the way to who was our most recent Batman? Oh, Ben Affleck. You can go first, and then I'll go second.
All right. Favorite Batman?
Out of all of them, even the Lego Batman.
Okay. Favorite Batman was Lego Batman.
Okay.
Favorite real life Batman? Because Batman's real. Gotham exists. So, so live action Batman. Favorite Batman is probably between Christian Bale and Val Kilmer.
What?
Yep. Favorite Bruce Wayne. That's right. Plot twist.
Oh my
Favorite
goodness.
Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton.
I didn't know we were going there.
Oh, favorite Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton.
Okay.
And the end. That's it. There's no other options.
Okay. And nostalgia?
Michael Keaton, because it's comic book style.
Not even Adam West?
No. I mean, well, yeah,
He was
okay.
the original.
Yeah,
so.
I did watch a lot of Batman. So, yeah, all right.
Our parents watched it, but...
I don't even care if they watched it.
No, but they grew up watching Adam West.
Okay, so real quick. The best thing about Adam West is him saying, "Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb." That's the best line ever. Next to a close second would be, "Hand me that bat shark repellent spray," or shark repellent bat spray.
The Lego Batman movie.
No. That was from an Adam West film.
I know, but they say it in the Lego Batman one too. That's the only other time they reference it.
The shark repellent bat spray. So yeah, Adam West out of just sheer, that was just absurd, and it's great because it was absurd. And then the best, really nostalgic, Michael Keaton, of course. Yeah. That's my final answer. And go.
Okay. So mine is, since we're doing the Bruce Wayne, I would say
Callie's my favorite Batman.
Okay. So Batman wise, I would say Michael Keaton, because he is the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
he says that every time he makes a speech, a public speech at his alma mater, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. He always ends a speech with, "And I'm Batman." And then I would say Val Kilmer, George Clooney, only because I've liked George Clooney. I grew up watching the show ER, for you guys that are in between your 30s. Y'all would know the show ER. So that was just nostalgia for me. And then, so he would be my bottom ranking. Christian Bale was a good Bruce Wayne because his pompous arrogance in that aspect. And Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And then George Clooney's Bruce Wayne, because it was very comic book-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was very cheesy. Because,
oh, yeah, it was cheesy.
Because, you know, all the movies were done by Tim Burton, so, you know. So, and then Lego Batman was just comical for me.
That was a great movie.
It was just funny, and I don't think I was ever bored at any moment. There was no real lull as far as like, oh my goodness, get to the next scene type thing. It was all action or him being funny, stupid, because, you know, he doesn't want to get close to Robin.
Anybody?
Or, you know, doesn't want to accept that the only real parent figure he has is Alfred, you know. So yeah, and then Adam West, I grew up watching when I was a kid. I think I was younger than 7, and my mom would just put it on, and I would watch that and the black and white Zorro movie, the Mask of Zorro movie.
I love that show.
So yeah, I think, did I cover all the Batmans?
Yeah, we just refuse to acknowledge what's his face as Batman.
Ben Affleck, I get he's supposed to be the older, darker Batman. And no shade to Ben Affleck. He's not a horrible person.
But he's also
I don't think he's a horrible person, but I don't think he's a dark character. Like, I don't see him playing a dark character, which is what it called for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So The Accountant was fantastic.
Yes. Him in The Accountant was amazing.
Him in the Kevin Smith films are hilarious. He did great in the Kevin Smith films. Daredevil was just... It was the writing. Yeah, it was the writing. I'm not going to blame him. He was a good Daredevil, but It was terrible writing.
But I just don't see him as playing a dark character. Whereas, like, Johnny Depp, you can see him playing many, many dark characters.
Except for Batman. He would not be
No, he would never be Batman.
He knows better.
But he's played dark characters.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he was a drug dealer, addict, and blow, and, you know, everything else. Yeah. It's just there's certain roles for actors that we just can't see it, and I think that's why I never could bring myself to watch
him as Batman.
Yeah. Or him kicking Superman's ass, which
is okay.
Would be amazing just to watch the fight scene, but I don't know. Beyond that, I don't see a reason to be watching his version. And he made cameos in the Suicide Squad movie, which
why bother?
I didn't mind, only because it was just little, like not even a minute.
Yeah.
that he was in there. Which, cool, no problem. That way I didn't have to painfully watch this guy who should be only in an action movie or a comedy movie as,
Batman's
Batman.
Batman's action.
Right, but Batman is a dark character. Like Christian Bale, dark person. I mean, he was the American Psycho. So once you go American Psycho, yes, you can be Batman.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
All right. Yeah. I'm not going to argue on that.
So, yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, our Yorkie is very protective of us, so just
there's
that out.
There's wind, there's animals outside, and because of that, how dare they? So, yes, Callie, you're Batman. We know. You're the real Batman.
Oh, and our Yorkie, she loves dressing up as Batman. She thinks she can fly from the couch to the recliner to different parts of furniture we have in the house.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yep, she can fly. So Batman. The college humor Batman. The
what?
The bad man. I gotta go in and out. The suit's really hot.
Oh, the one...
Two-Face. Scary face.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Harvey face.
Okay, so if y'all haven't seen it, and I think he's on...
It's all over YouTube. And I think it's on Amazon also.
No, it's
or is
on
it Netflix?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, so
Netflix or Amazon.
Yeah, so one of the streaming things and YouTube. So go watch Batman meets Two-Face.
And what's the other one called that is my favorite? Where
Is it the penguin one?
No, not the penguin one. It's where it's the scarecrow one where he throws the stuff at him and then he's like, Roomba,
yeah,
Girl Scout.
Yeah. So go Google or jump into YouTube and open up what's it called? The Batman and Scarecrow Roomba.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should bring it up. But yeah, those college humor Batmans are freaking hilarious.
It just brings a whole, like, if you're just having a shit day and you're just like, I need something to laugh at, but nostalgia of Batman, it's basically a parody. Like, if Batman were to be on SNL or, like, Mad TV, that's basically what you're getting.
Yep.
And
that's fantastic.
These guys pulled it off. It's hilarious.
And then he has arguments with Superman. It's really great. Yeah. And then he learns what death is. So go find Batman and Penguin college humor.
So we have about 11 minutes and 36 seconds. Do you want to talk about Jokers?
All right. I know where you're going to side here already, but okay. So the best Joker is...
Are we including the standalone film?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Because you're gonna. So,
what?
So the best Joker is Jack Nicholson.
Even the animated one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is the best Joker. The end.
Really?
Yep.
Not even Heath Ledger's Joker?
Not as good as... very different and awesome. Jack Nicholson is better.
Okay. So, for me, I would say in order for me, it would be... Okay, so I'm going to do the Batman movies and then I'll do my side note. So as far as Batman movies, I would say... It's a tie for me between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger because Heath Ledger went so dark for this role. So method for this role. And...
Yeah, it did a great job.
He was amazing. Jack Nicholson, I mean, you can't look at him and not think he's the Joker. And Lego Batman was funny, and it was funny and kind of cutesy. It wasn't really Joker. Jared Leto's Joker, I think if the writers were to give him more material to work with, he could have given that character more potential. There's a lot that I liked, and there's a few things I disliked about Jared Leto as a Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he pulled it off for the few scenes he was in.
Yep.
And then I would say Mark Hamill is above the Lego Batman Joker and what was the other one that I said? Oh, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I would put Mark Hamill before those two.
Okay.
Because that animated movie that came out just a few years ago, A Killing Joke.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That was great.
Yeah.
And for y'all that also grew up watching the animated Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill was the Joker.
Yeah.
And he reprised that role in A Killing Joke. It's on Amazon, I believe. It is worth renting it for, I think it's like under $5 or maybe $10. Definitely worth a watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the standalone Joker movie was
With Joaquin
Phoenix was amazing as a standalone movie. And you guys, if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil anything, but
Check it
you
out.
have to watch it, but not think of...
Don't include it in the other Batman
Don't think
movies.
it as a Batman movie.
Right.
Don't think of it as
It's a standalone
part of
film.
the DC
universe.
It's its own... Okay, so if you were to...
It's like...
Kind of like... Okay, so in Marvel, you know how they talk about the timelines, like... I think in Infinity War and Endgame, if one timeline is messed up, then another timeline is going another way.
Yeah.
So the timeline split.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it like that for y'all Marvel and DC nerds. I know you'll get it. So I would say it's definitely worth a watch.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't like his laugh. I loved his laugh. It was very, not methodical, but it was very true to the character, and you just have to watch it. Again, I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it, but it's a great film. It's very well done, and I believe it's a nod to, what was that movie? Taxi?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that with
Taxi Driver or something.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. I don't remember the title, but yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
And what brought us over to Batman was Legos. So
Yeah.
we were thinking, okay, we wanted to address the first part of this this podcast, and then we didn't know how to leave it on a lighter note, so within a reasonable time. So we're thinking, okay, well, I asked Steph, what kind of Lego character would you be if you were a Lego? And she said, Batman. Because the golden rule, you be yourself, always. Unless you can be Batman. Then be Batman. Yeah. So, yeah.
And we're big DC nerds,
Yeah.
so that's just how we were both growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So
go be Batman.
we have another 5 minutes and change. Any other things you want to cover in the DC Marvel
Land.
universe stuff?
No, I think we can end it here. We don't have to go down the Marvel disaster. And I say disaster because I'm a fan and they constantly let me down. And yeah, so So thanks Marvel for doing that to me. Anyway, so yeah, that's another video for another day. Lego characters, I wouldn't be Batman. I like the Ninja Legos.
Oh, I haven't watched that movie.
The Lego Ninjago was funny. It was cheesy. It wasn't as fun as Batman was. However, if I was a Lego character, I think I'd have fun as a ninja. I mean, granted, Batman, you can say Batman's a ninja.
Batman has a bunch of costumes.
You could say Batman's a ninja, but
he has a Fiesta one. Come on.
Okay.
He has a Fiesta one, and then he has like soccer ones, and like, come on.
Okay. All right. You're
and
swaying me.
And a Jamaican one,
You're swaying
and an
me
Elvis one. So.
Okay, you're swaying. I got it. Okay. So yeah, everybody, go be Lego Batman. Have a good weekend.